Hi, welcome back, Sebastian here. So time for my review of qualifying for the 2024 Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. So, of course, this was Oliver Bearman's debut qualifying session, of course, stepping in for Carlos Sainz after he suffered appendicitis earlier today. For Zhou, he was not able to start the qualifying session at the beginning because of damage from a crash that he had in FP3. So they were trying their best to repair, but we'll see how that goes. Now, Piastri eclipsed the wall, turn 27, but still sets the fastest lap. And after everyone's first runs, the bottom five drivers were Zhou, Ocon, Bottas, Sargent, and Gasly. Zhou exits the pits with 2 minutes remaining, but unfortunately for him and all the hard work of all the Sauber mechanics, he misses the checkered flag, so he's not able to set a lap time. So the bottom five drivers who are knocked out in Q1 are Zhou, Sargent, Gasly, Ocon, and Bottas. Of course, Oliver Bearman was able to get out of Q1. Pretty big accomplishment. I think back to Hulkenberg when he stepped in for Stroll at the Eiffel Grand Prix in 2020. Even though that was still a pretty good racing point coming in, coming straight into qualifying, he was not able to get out of Q1. Although I believe that the FP3 might have been cancelled that day as well. So anyway, still highlights difficulty of stepping in right away and getting out of Q1. Now into Q2 we go. Hulkenberg. Speaking of Hulkenberg, he unfortunately lost power going on his first flying run, and he was stopped in Sector 1, which led to a brief red flag period to retrieve his car. After the first runs, Hulkenberg, Bearman, Albon, Ricciardo, and Magnussen were the bottom five drivers. Bearman was not able to set a lap time on the first set of tires, made a couple of mistakes in Sector 1, so wasn't able to set a lap time. But second runs, unfortunately for Bearman, made a mistake, and he was knocked out in Q2, along with Albon, Magnussen, Ricciardo, and Hulkenberg, but he was very, very close to Q3. He was knocked out by 0.036 seconds from Lewis Hamilton. Would have been quite something if he knocked out Hamilton in the Mercedes. Of course, I think Ferrari's a little bit of a better car this weekend, but still would be quite impressive. So into Q3 we go. Verstappen sets the early benchmark of a 127.472. And Perez was just over 3/10 behind, 0.335. So looks quite ominous, and Verstappen pole looked quite certain at that point. Alonso said after his first run that was a good lap, but unfortunately for him it was still 0.5 off of Verstappen's benchmark. We go to the second runs, and Stroll makes a mistake in Sector 3 after being competitive and looking like he would maybe set a time in the top 5, and it looks like he lost about 7/10 of a second there. So probably a small mistake there, but unfortunate for Stroll. He does not improve from his P10 qualifying position from the first runs. But Verstappen doesn't improve his time, but he takes his pole by 0.319 over Leclerc, who improved massively on his second run to get on the front row. So pretty much same front row as last weekend for Bahrain. Verstappen on pole, Leclerc second, but this time Perez qualifies in the top 3. So looking at the rest of the grid, we have Alonso P4, Piastri P5, Norris P6, Russell P7, Hamilton P8, Tsunoda P9, Stroll P10, Bearman P11, Albon P12, Magnussen P13. Let's see, Magnussen P13, Ricciardo P14, Hulkenberg P14, Bottas P16, Ocon P17, Gasly P18, and Sargent P19, and Zhou P20, not able to set a time. So I think we have some interesting storylines for the race tomorrow. Even though the Red Bull looked very, very fast in the race, I think it should be a pretty solid, easy Red Bull 1-2. Perez should be able to get ahead of Leclerc. I do think that there will be some interesting storylines. I think Bearman should be able to get into the points, driving his Ferrari. I don't know how far up though. I think maybe 7th, 8th, I think would be best case scenario probably. I think it'll be really tough to get ahead of anyone like Mercedes and higher. Tsunoda as well, of course, the best qualifying for any of the drivers in the bottom 5. The bottom 5 teams does the championship. So it'll be interesting to see if he can get some points tomorrow. So that's all for my review of qualifying for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Pretty standard qualifying, a little bit more drama than last time, but still pretty excited for the Grand Prix tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.